Afternoon, everybody. Jasmine here from Vital Body Products. I just wanted to share with you guys, well, I like to share stuff just because I like to educate people. I'm really passionate about amazing products to use on our bodies so that we can live our healthiest and best life. But I also just really love to share information with you so that you can actually be empowered to make good decisions. I wanted to just share briefly the experience I had when I was starting Vital Body Products about finding a shampoo and conditioner that was truly toxin free. Now, a lot of you might actually have shampoos in your house already that say SLS free, SLSE, SLES free, phthalate free, paraben free, and often when we see these labels we think, oh fantastic, they must be toxin free. It's actually a really clever marketing trick. So technically they don't have those chemicals in them, but they have a whole stack of other chemicals in them. But because you see SLS free or phthalate free or paraben free, you think, oh awesome, and you don't actually check the rest of the label. And if you're like I used to be, that's pretty standard. We trust the marketing, we trust the labels, we trust the packaging, and we actually shouldn't. So when I was trying to look for a shampoo and conditioner, I actually looked at over 60 different products from around the world, because I was looking for something in Australia, but I literally was really struggling to find something good. So I looked at overseas as well. I still couldn't find anything. But what would happen is that I would get to their website and I'd see what they'd written on there, and I'd be like, fantastic. And I've actually written down a couple of things. One said, let's be clear, to be truly good products, ingredients must be 100% good for our bodies and good for the planet. Our products made from all natural ingredients. So I'd be like, great, okay, that sounds promising. Then I'd look at their actual ingredients. So one of them, I remember thinking, oh, I might have found what I'm looking for after reading that. So in their ingredient list, there was petrolatum, PEG 120, sodium benzoate, retinol palmate. And so you may or may not be aware of what those ingredients are, but one of them is a petroleum byproduct, which is toxic to humans. One is known to be contaminated with 1,4-dioxane, which is a known carcinogen. Some of them are endocrine disruptors, some of them are toxic to our organ systems, and some of them mutate our DNA. So I remember looking at this going, hang on, I've just read this, but now I'm looking at this ingredients list. That doesn't make any sense. And so I actually thought maybe they were saying that's what wasn't in their products. But I looked again and I'm like, no, that's actually what's in there. So they flat out said, our products are really good and we've got good stuff in them, but then they had all that stuff that is really not good in them. And so many times I would yell at my computer screen during those 6 months going, you guys are just flat out lying. You're not even trying to twist the truth subtly. It's just flat out lying. So these marketing, greenwashing techniques that they use they irritate me like anything, because for unsuspecting consumers, or even people who are slightly savvy consumers looking for things that they think are good, they're just flat out lying to you. And so, yes, you know the story about how Vital Body Products was born. So a lot of you probably know that between 65 and 100% of what goes on our bodies actually get absorbed in through the skin, into our bloodstream, into our system. So that's why it's actually particularly important to know what it is you're actually putting on your skin, on your hair, on your face, using in your home, because that stuff goes in. And even chemicals that you're using in your home. They become airborne, you breathe them in, they go into our bloodstream through the lungs. And a lot of people don't realise that. Fragrances through candles and deodorizers, and oh gosh, the list is enormous. So I wanted to also share briefly, because a lot of people think that, if it says SLS free or SLSES free, then it must be good. The labelling laws in Australia are truly pathetic. That's the nicest way that I can put it. what happened quite a few years ago when my kids were younger, and I used to shop, and we'd always be going down the aisles and they'd be going, "Can I have this, Mum? Can I have this?" And we don't really buy packaged food much at all because it's all processed and not good for you. But anyway, I noticed that on the labels, everything all of a sudden overnight had no added MSG. And I remember thinking, that's really weird, because I know that those products have MSG. I've read the labels, and it's a highly toxic chemical that we shouldn't have, and it's in so much of our food. Anyway, I remember thinking, that's bizarre. How overnight has all these products with this chemical in it now all of a sudden not have the chemical in it? So I looked into it a bit further, and what I found was that what they had done is they'd repackaged MSG. So now there was a chemical called yeast extract, which happened to be 95% MSG, but because it wasn't technically called MSG anymore, they could legally say on the packages, does not contain added MSG. So I don't know about you, but I think that is completely dodgy, and that's the kind of stuff that happens all the time. So even with the SLS or SLES, none of that in your shampoo. Often what they do is they repackage the chemical, they tweak it slightly, they rename it, they put it back in your shampoo, but they say, oh, there's no SLS or SLES now, so you're fine. And so that's how they trick us. So I actually just wanted to share those kind of little bits and pieces with you guys, just to make you more aware of what is actually going on and the tricks of the trade that happen all the time. So once again, that's why Vital Body Products exists. It exists because I have spent the time looking for products that I'm happy to use on myself and my family. And I thought, well, if I've done the hard work, I might as well share it with others, because most people don't have time to scour labels. And the other thing that's really important to remember is chemical names can go by up to 10 to 20 different chemical names. So for one chemical, you could have a whole list of chemicals that happen, that are listed that you don't know the name of. And so you think that particular chemical that you're trying to avoid is not in your shampoo when it's actually just been renamed. So it's pretty frustrating, but I wanted to share that with you to help you become more aware, to become more empowered, so that you can choose well for yourself and your family and live your best life. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.